Hi everyone. So in this video, I will be talking about TCS NQT 2026 full paper analysis. Okay, this video will be very helpful for you if you are going to attempt TCS NQT 2026 for off campus, because in this video we will be talking about TCS NQT 2026 on campus paper analysis, which was a very recently conducted TCS NQT. Okay, so, see, there are chances that this time when you will get the paper, it can be a similar paper to that. That's why we are creating this video. So, make sure to watch this video, make sure to like this video, and let's start. First of all, talking about numeric abilities. See, first of all, in the foundation section, let's talk about this. In the foundation section, there was total three topics: numeric, verbal, and reasoning. For numeric and reasoning, there was 20 questions for 25 minutes, and for verbal, 25 questions in 25 minutes. It was for verbal, and for numeric and reasoning, it was 20 questions for 25 minutes. Okay, I hope this thing is clear. So this was the timer this time. Apart from this, for numeric ability in the foundation section, this year, for last year exam analysis, I already did the off-campus TCS NQT 2025 analysis, and it was like medium level difficulty. But this year in the on-campus numeric was very hard, and the cutoff was only 8 numbers, around 7 to 8 numbers. It was the cutoff. Now, some students did a very big mistake this year. The thing is, the questions were very big. Oh, the questions were very big. So they attempted only 9 to 10 questions, or they attempted the 8 questions. See, in TCS, there is no negative marking. Okay. And see, if there is any marking instruction, suppose they change this time, okay, please read that carefully in the front page if there is a no negative marking or there is negative marking. If there is no negative marking, because till now in exams there is no negative marking in TCS, when you have only 1.5 minute left, okay, don't try to solve the questions. Okay, if you have like 1.5 minute left or 2 minutes left for that section, and if you left with around 10 questions, okay, just mark the options randomly. Okay, don't read the question, just mark the questions and submit the test. Why? Because if there is no negative marking, and if you are solving 9 questions accurately, 11 if you are taking from your own randomness, maybe out of this 11, 2 to 3 can be right. If the 2 to 3 can be right, definitely you will reach to 11 to 12 marks. Okay, that is very important. So many students did this mistake that they do not mark all the questions, and that is one of the biggest mistake for TCS. Okay, now talking about, see, numeric, I will be talking about this, but first of all, I want to talk about this. If you want to prepare, if you have your exams for upcoming TCS NQT, you can enroll in TCS NQT mock test series. Many tests are going live. Okay, if you can see here, there are a lot of live tests which we already conducted. You can also attempt it. Like, it's a reasoning, very important topic based test which we posted yesterday, so you can attempt this. Reading paragraph, numeric reasoning, aptitude, TCS verbal ability, coding questions, advanced full length test. Okay, these are the full length test. Then on quant, reasoning, verbal, these are the also full length test. Then advanced test, full foundation test. Okay, these tests we are conducting, they are full length test. Then in practice coding, a lot of sheets you will be getting, daily practice sets you will be getting. Apart from this, full length 7 tests, full length 7 mock tests are available. Okay, apart from this, you will be getting the practice sets for quant, reasoning, and verbal. More than 1500 questions you will be getting for practice. So there they are a lot. Plus, the main thing, if you don't have much time now, just focus on this live test. These are so important that even before going to the exam, if you are doing good with the live test, only you are preparing for the live test, that will be that will be a significant preparation, I would say. If you are only preparing for the live test, these live tests are ultra important. Okay, if you have purchased the course, or if you have not purchased the course, if you are planning to buy the course, don't miss any of the live test. Very important. Okay, so you can enroll in the mock test series, the link will be in the description. Now talking about the numeric ability. Okay, so see, I am talking about 2026 exam analysis. So this time, first of all, they surprised with one topic, that was mensuration. Okay, so there was around two questions from mensuration in numeric ability. Okay, then from percentage and average. Okay, from these two topics. Okay, they combined the percentage and average, these two topics. After combining them, they put around two to three questions from these topics. Okay, also this time numeric was so hard. Why? Because actually they combined two questions. Combining two questions, they asked one question. Okay, so it was so lengthy and time taking. So this was the problem. It was a very lengthy question which did they asked in the exam. That's why it was very difficult. Okay, so that's why numeric was hard. And see, if numeric is coming hard, it is not only for you, it is for everyone. Then the cutoff went lower. Okay, generally the cutoff went lower. Apart from this, from simplification rules, board mass rules, they asked one question. Okay, then from profit loss discounts and SI and CI, they asked here like two to three questions from these topics only. Okay. Then quadratic equation also they asked like one question. Time or work they ask one question. From pipes, ratio, proportion, partnership ratio, all these topics, pipes, ratio and proportion, partnership, they question they asked around two to three questions. I don't think they asked the question this time from DI. Okay. Then from time, speed, distance also they asked like one to two questions, and then from stats also they asked like one question. So it was something like that. So something like this they asked this year in TCS NQT out of 20 questions. Okay. So majorly, see, if you will look here, the most important topics become percentage, SICI, profit loss, uh, then mensuration, average, time, speed, distance. So these are the arithmetic topics, very important. Time and work. Okay, then ratio, proportion, partnership, and pipes. Okay, so most of the questions were from there. Then one single question from simplification number system. Okay, and stats. Okay, mensuration, this year they asked two questions which was unexpected, but they asked two questions from mensuration. So at least revise all the formulas from mensuration. Okay, this was this year scenario. For reasoning this time, they asked from non-verbal around three to four questions. Okay, the questions were from water image. Okay, mirror image, one shapes based question, one shapes based question, and one question from dice. Okay, around four questions they asked. Okay, then from calendar and clock, from one question they asked from clock, one from clock. Coding decoding, three questions were there from coding decoding. Two questions were there from blood relations. Okay, from number series, I think there was 0 to 1 question, not sure. From arrangements, there were 2 to 3 questions. Then from syllogism, they asked 2 to 3 questions. Then there was some remaining question from puzzles. Okay, so this was for reasoning. So see, unexpectedly, the most weightage topic were non-verbal, syllogism, and arrangements this time. And then coding, decoding, blood relation. From these five topics, majority the questions were there from these five topics. Okay, very important, very important. So for 2026, this was for reasoning. The reasoning was also medium to high. The reasoning was also medium to high this year. The cutoff went around 10 questions this year. Then there is verbal ability. So in verbal ability, there were questions from reading paragraph, 8 to 12 questions they asked from reading paragraph. Then extra types, vocab and conversation based 2 to 4. So some formal conversation is written. Okay, sorry, one conversation is written in that conversation you need to convert into a formal language. So this kind of question were there. Active passive voice question were there. Okay, reading paragraphs were there. Para jumbles questions were there, 4 to 5. Fill in the blanks, 4 to 5 questions were there. Then some grammar based questions were there. 3 to 5. For advanced sections, all questions were like almost all questions were theta based. That means you need to type the answer. There was no MCQ, but this section was easier than foundation. The cutoff was high, like around 8 to 9 numbers. Okay, and it was easier than foundation section. Mensuration, again, some questions were there in mensuration. From arrangements, 1 to 2 questions were there out of 15 questions. Okay, and from coding, decoding, data sufficiency, data interpretation, quadratic equation, stats, permutation, combination, time and speed and distance. Around like 1 to 2 questions were there from each topic. Okay, so these were the topic this year for 2026 advanced section. Now coming to the coding question, the first question was, coding was easy one. There was some circular kriya m equals to 4 for n greater than 0. We need to practice kriya such that it will vanish two neighbors. For example, if n is equals to 4, if kriya 2 practice, then it will vanish x minus 1 and x plus 1. We need to find the maximum sum of the values who will be not vanished. Okay, solution I already uploaded for this one. I hope you guys already seen. Second question was this one. For this also solution I already updated. A king encrypted a list of string in such that way that it will be hard to decode the encrypted string. He decided to take array of string to encrypt that. He will use a table to encrypt like a minus 1, b minus 2. To decrypt it, we need to find the key such that it will be available in the string of encryption itself. I have just given a rough idea of the problem statement. Hello and the chosen key t. Then we add the value of t to the given value of each character in message. Therefore, t equals to 10 to similarly h. So it was some encryption decryption question. Already I uploaded the answer for this one also. Okay, so this was the whole exam. The overall exam was difficult. For numeric, the cutoff was only 8 questions. For reasoning, it was 9 to 10 questions. For verbal abilities, were 12 to 13 questions. For advanced section, it was around 8 to 9 questions. For coding question, only see there were only 10 private test cases and 4 public test cases overall. Individually, it was 7 test cases per question. If you were passing 5 to 6 test cases only, then the students got digital and prime because the coding questions were very badly written. That's why. Okay, so this was the cutoff for this year. Okay, and see, similar level of questions, similar level of practice, a lot of practice sets we are giving to the students to practice, a lot of live test we are providing to the students, which you can get here. Okay, so definitely don't miss them. It is very, very important. The link of the mock test series will be in the description. Thank you so much for watching.